I love poetry, I love writing. I'm going to read something from my blog. This story I'm going to tell is sort of an epiphany I had. This is when I was doing my master's in the UK, in England, at the University of Warwick. And this was during the first 6 months that I was there. And the first 6 months I was cooped up in my residence. It was winter, there was nowhere to go. I was on a scholarship, so my funding was pretty tight. I could only afford as much, to do a bit of shopping, stay in my room. There was no visiting museums or going to restaurants or hanging out with friends. I was really on a tight budget. So I spent a lot of time, just writing and visiting libraries and doing lots of retrospection and having lots of epiphanies. Most of them are pointless, but this is one I'd like to share with you. And it's to do with love. At this time, I was still in my 20s, so it's a sort of an epiphany I had. It's called the slippery heart. Today, I had an epiphany. Well, more or less one like it. I was a believer of love at first sight, unending, undying love. Love that once fallen into could never be clambered out of. The type of love that was timeless, meant between two people. Perfect love. It never tired, nor did it ebb. And then this changed. I noticed this during my walk back from checking out an apartment that I wanted to move off campus into, after passing by Tesco's and buying some god-awful frozen Italian lasagna. I never, ever, 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 ever eat or buy frozen foods, but for some reason, my reason left me as I threw it into my shopping trolley. Anyway, my walk back to campus revealed parts of me that I was surprised to find. Like, when did these changes come about? I realized I didn't think like this anymore. About love, that is. As for frozen foods, hell and damnation. Please, never eat frozen foods, people. I realized one can fall in love, deep love, more than once in their lives. So what does this mean? Having loved one person, I ask myself, did one ever love the first person? And how is it that you can fall deeply in love and long, and after a while, fall out of love with someone? Other than circumstances that may prevent this love from going full throttle, did one ever love in the first place? I mean, there is being in love, and then there is falling out of love. As amicably and as naturally as possible, and then proceeding to fall in love all over again. And falling in love, mind you, doesn't mean that you always get to shout it from the rooftops. Nay, this would be too good a gift from the gods. Instead, falling in love is characterized by falling in love from afar, quietly, and usually having it unrequited. Retrospection can be an empowering or devastating thing. When this epiphany hit me, as I was walking over soft, dewy grass that only grows in spring, I missed my innocence, because that's what it was. It was innocence. I missed the black and white version of love. Either it was or it wasn't. And now here I was, walking, sans innocence, and realizing that my heart wasn't one that dug as deeply into love as I thought it did. It no longer dug deeply into absolutes. Love was no longer a matter of perfection or of steadiness. Love is fraught with imperfection. It is flawed and it is relative. It is selfish, it is irritable, and it does not always endure. Love envies. Love can be tough and it can be unkind, but yet it is always love. And the heart that beats with this kind of love is one that is no longer one that has a tight grip on certain ideals. Instead, it is a heart that has become slippery, understanding that love is not always perfect or complete. Thank you.